and I had just had a miscarriage, and I had to get 2 blood transfusions because I had lost so much blood. My pregnancy, I went through freaking hell. 20 weeks ultrasound. So then they did it, and they were like, when they did it, everybody got quiet, and I was like, okay, what is going on? And then they told me like, hey, like you need to go and like if you're, because I don't think your baby can only survive at 22 weeks. It can't. I don't know. My doctor was saying that it was no chance of my baby surviving because she was under 22 weeks, and they were saying that I need to make it to 22 weeks in order for them like to keep her on life support or whatever the case, because they couldn't do nothing with a baby that was under 21 weeks, 22 weeks. So I was at my appointment and I walked out and I literally was crying my eyeballs out. "Ah." And then they made me go to the hospital, and then I went to the hospital and they had to do me a cerclage. I don't know if y'all know what that is, where they like go inside your cervix and they like sew it together and make it tighter and they push the foot back up. So that's why on the Netflix, I don't know if y'all, I said this already. I had to have emergency surgery to keep my baby, and that's why when she was on the Netflix and she like, are you shocked we here? I'm like, she like, are you surprised? Did you believe we were gonna get this far? And I'm like, no, because at one point my baby was supposed to, they were saying that my baby had fluid on her. They like she was supposed to have Down syndrome. They were saying all type of stuff was gonna be wrong with my baby if I kept her, because they were saying like the foot was coming down and they were just so worried. But look at her. She came out. I mean, they didn't think I would last until I was 34 weeks, but I was determined to last to 34 weeks. So I had my baby at 34 weeks, 2 days. So my baby had to stay in the NICU for, is it 7? I think it was 9 days. My baby had to stay in, my baby had to stay in the NICU for 9 days, and she wasn't like when she first came out, she was trying to breastfeed, but she couldn't latch on. So I had to keep pumping for her to eat. And then my baby was in a NICU, like she was on a feeding tube and everything. They didn't put that part on Netflix. They just put the part on her when she first came out. But if you look at the room that she was in, she was definitely in a NICU room, a special room, because they didn't know. Like at first, when I first had her, they said she was healthy. They said she was fine. But then, like literally after I had my baby, I crashed and I went to sleep. And the next day I woke up, they were just telling me like, hey, your baby hasn't ate in the last 24 hours. Can you try to see if she'll latch on because she's not taking the formula? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm over here panicking because I just had a baby. So it took her 3 days to start. No, they put a feeding tube in her. They put a feeding tube in her nose, and she started taking the food then. But when in order for her to leave the NICU, you have to take the feeding tube out, and she has to eat a whole 48 hours by herself. And she did. And my girl been eating ever since. So I don't know if y'all don't realize why I post why she eating, because a lot of the nurses follow me on my Instagram, and I just be like, oh my gosh, she's eating, because at one point she didn't eat. But I did have my baby 6 weeks early. And when I think I was like maybe, when do you get your like 4 months? 4 months, oh, 16 weeks. Actually, I was 16 weeks. I was 16 weeks. So I just had to figure it out. But now she's a big mama now, and she was a preemie. But this was nothing but God, because I'm telling y'all, my pregnancy, I went through freaking hell. A lot of hell. So a lot of times when I would post, most of the time I was trying to figure it out. So that's why I call baby Ladybug, because she's good luck. Ladybug because Ladybug made it. Before I got pregnant with December, I found out I was pregnant with Aislynn like the end of July. And I had just had a miscarriage in January, and it was like a really bad miscarriage because I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. It's called a cervical ectopic pregnancy. So the baby wasn't in my fallopian. I don't know what y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm still a little hood, and I still can't pronounce words. I'm trying to learn, but she wasn't in my tube. She was in my the baby, whatever I had at that pregnancy, she was in my cervix, and it was growing outside of my cervix. So, and like the last week, like it was Christmas. Christmas, I had started experiencing like blood clots really bad, and I'm just thinking like, what the hell is this? My period? I thought it was my period, but the whole time I was pregnant, but I didn't know, so I didn't go to the doctor until like a week after Christmas. And then once I went to the doctor, I was hospitalized for 7 days. And I had to get 2 blood transfusions because I had lost so much blood. And I just thought I was, I just thought I was a regular girl going through a period, and it was just heavy. And the whole time I was pregnant and I had lost so much blood that they had to get. When I finally went to the hospital, y'all, my eyes were like black. My skin, like, you could pull your skin up, and if it go down slow, that means that you're dehydrated. Yeah, I was so dehydrated. I had to have 2 blood transfusions. I had to go into emergency surgery. And then they told me that after like 24 hours, they finally told me like, "Hey, you were pregnant. We had to do a DNC." Da, 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 da. And so my doctor at the time, because Dr. Lotta was that was the Dr. Lotta who delivered my baby. She was assisting my actual doctor. So y'all, when they had to go in there and do the DNC, she was telling me like, "Shannon, I don't know, like because the baby was on your cervix, we were being very gentle, but it is a chance that you might not ever be able to get pregnant again." This was back in January, y'all, before I had Aislynn, before I got pregnant with Aislynn last year. So they was telling me like that it might be a chance where you can't have kids anymore because your cervix is so week, and because we had to go in there and surgically remove the baby, and it was on your cervix growing, and you lost it was just a mess. So in all actuality, y'all, like that's why I call ladybug because she really is a ladybug. Shannon was not supposed to get pregnant. I wasn't supposed to get pregnant again. Like I wasn't supposed to be able to conceive a child. My cervix was so weak that there was no way that I was supposed to be able to hold a child. Like that's how serious my miscarriage was. Because they said that the miscarriage I had was like 1 in 9,000 women, like type shit. So like y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like the whole time, like February after I had my miscarriage, like February, March, April, I thought I couldn't get pregnant no more, and like we had accepted it, like, and I had told Aunt like Aunt was there because they had to give me chemotherapy shots before they gave me the surgery to get the DNC. So Aunt was literally right there the whole time I was at the hospital, and they was just telling him like, hey, like this might be like. So when February came, I had went to like a specialist, and they were saying that they don't think that my service would be able to hold a baby. Like they were saying like my cervix was so thin and so weak because of the miscarriage that I had, that they don't think that I'd be able to carry a baby. Like if I was to even get pregnant, that they know it would be automatic miscarriage because my cervix was so weak. So when I got pregnant with Aislynn, like y'all, I swear to God, like the whole time for the first 6 weeks, I literally, they said, "Wow, you're still alive." So the whole first 6 weeks, I really thought I wasn't gonna be able to. I'm not having any more kids. Did you just hear what I went through? Like what? So like when I had finally told Ed in July last year that I was pregnant, he was just like keep it, like like maybe it'll stick, or like we just had to, like I had to keep going to the doctor, keep going to the doctor. So when I finally did travel for a game, like to California, that's when I came back and my baby foot was coming down. So they had to do a cyclage and close me up. And then when I was pregnant, my baby, like at the end, at the end of that appointment on the Netflix, she told me, like, "Girl, I don't know if you're gonna be able to go any more days after this. Like, you need to have my number on call because it's gonna be really serious if your baby goes any further." Because I had stitches. Oh wait, is it stitches? I don't know. It's like sewed up like yarn. So my cervix was closed, but my baby was getting so big and my cervix was getting so dilated when I had left the doctor that day, that they were worried that the baby was going to, come down. So I didn't have my baby till 5 days later, and I was 34 weeks, 2 days. Ha ha. And I had a baby. And then she came out. I mean, she came out healthy, but then she started going down, like declining. Yes, having a short cervix is crazy because I never, like when I was pregnant with Crew, I didn't have no. It was just I'm pregnant and it was normal. But I guess being that I had just had that miscarriage, because I never had a miscarriage before, so being that I had that miscarriage, it was just like, okay, I guess my cervix was kind of weak, and that's why I call Ladybug Ladybug. And God is amazing, and I love God, and honestly, that's why I'm telling y'all, like I had that miscarriage last, like January 1st, last year. Last summer, I literally was isolated by myself. Like, I just took time out for myself. It was just me and crew, and it was all season, so Ann was wherever. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know if after you have a miscarriage, do you want a baby, or do you feel like you need a baby or whatever? But I was just like, damn, like I never had a miscarriage before. What am I supposed to do? Like, these folks telling me like I'm not gonna be able to have another kid again. Like, damn, I mean, crew is 9 at this time. I'm like, damn, like I'm never gonna be able to have another baby. And then I got pregnant with Lady Bug. And y'all tried to stress me out my whole motherfucking pregnancy. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all did all this crazy ass shit after my baby got here, and I been cool. I don't think I would, like, if I was pregnant having to deal with all the shit that y'all be on here doing, I probably would be a mess. But once I had my baby, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like the doctors don't, when they say when they, when the pastor be like, the doctor don't got the last say so. The doctor don't got the last say so because they literally told me last February that I would never be able to have another kid. Like, they literally told me, like, Shannon, every time you have a kid, you're gonna have a miscarriage because your cervix is too short. There's no way your cervix can have a baby. So I'm sitting here thinking that, then I get pregnant, and then I get to have my baby. And my doctor, I love Dr. Lotta, because she was not giving up. She was not giving up. Y'all was all on here going in on me on the internet while I was pregnant, and the whole motherfucking time I'm over here fighting for my life, trying to make sure I can keep the baby in because these folks telling me I can't do it. So that's why I called Aislynn Ladybug, because Ladybug was definitely meant to. Like, I know it's a lot going on, and I know everybody, but I just feel like looking at my baby, y'all, I swear to God, she bring me so much peace. Like, she's always happy. She never cries. Even when she get mad, she be like, and be laughing. So, like, in real, and then y'all, when I was pregnant, y'all don't understand how bad I prayed for a daughter. Like, I prayed so hard for a daughter. I'm like, God, if this gonna be my last time ever getting pregnant or having a baby, can it please be a girl? Please, please. I just wanted a girl. I just wanted a girl and a boy, and just get it over with. In case it ain't even in case I'm not having more kids. This shit over with. No, I don't even play like that. Being pregnant was crazy. Like, the first time it was like, hey. The second time was just like, ooh, get this shit out of me. No, I don't want, no, no. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not doing surrogacy. I'm not doing BC. I'm not doing none C. It ain't happening C. I don't want any more kids. Like, I'm cool. If you're, I love y'all, and always remember to be kind, be nice, because you never know what somebody else is going through. And I love y'all. That's all I can say.